a shocking random attack in New York City. Surveillance video shows a student walking to class on Monday morning at NYU, and then you see somebody creep up from behind and hit her.
Damn.
And then pull her by the hair to the ground. Alexis McAdams is live in New York's Greenwich Village with more. Hi, Alexis. Good morning.
Dana, good morning. Well, we walk around New York City all the time, and you know you got to keep your head on a swivel. In this case, the girl had no idea it was coming. The guy was watching her, according to police, and it happened right here on this sidewalk behind me. Now we're learning he has quite the rap sheet. We're talking 16 times and counting here as he's really been racking them up. This is James Rizzo on your screen. He was charged with persistent sexual abuse, forcible touching, and assault. The 45-year-old man, who a police source tells me is homeless, has a history of committing sex crimes, but hey, he was right back out on the street in New York City. The 45-year-old was just released from jail back in September after serving time for a similar charge. So now police say he attacked a 20-year-old NYU student as she was walking to class on Monday morning. She had her backpack, she had her headphones, she thought she was just going to make it to class safely, but her campus is New York City, so you never know what's going to happen. Amelia Lewis says the guy ran up behind her, he slapped her, he pulled her hair, and he knocked her right to the ground. Lewis shared her story as a warning to other students. Listen.
I am a student at NYU. I should not be scared to be walking the street to go to my 9:30 a.m. class. These people are disgusting, and they should not be able to be walking around the street freely, targeting girls and doing this.
You know what? NYU student gets attacked in New York. What I always say to my kids, you got to keep your head on the swivel. I know you like your headphones, but you got to take them headphones off. You got to keep your head on the swivel in New York. It's sad and unfortunate, but what's sad about this is this guy, I believe his name is James Rizzo or whatever. James Rizzo, he had multiple charges of persistent sex abuse, forcible touching, and assault. He has a long criminal history, 16 prior arrests. This is why we got to just keep people in jail, put them in the prisons. This is why you have a new mayor coming in, and you have a Democrat mayor there now, taking away funding from the police, and this is why you need police officers there walking the beat. Remember old school, you see the police, they all used to walk around because you never know. So maybe they do it now, but maybe we need an increase of that in New York. My thing that I stand on is protecting women and kids. But as a woman, I'm sorry, you can't be walking around NYU with your headphones on. You got to keep your head on the swivel. As women, you need to learn Taekwondo, something just in case somebody grabs you, you know how to get up out of there. You have to be prepared for a situation like this. It sucks that you have to, but it's ridiculous because we got people out there that just plain old crazy. It's sad. What I don't like about the video is people just stopped. They didn't rush over there to help her. Everybody's just looking. This is what's wrong with America. I don't care if you're a female. I don't care if you're a male. Run over there and help. We got to help each other. If just because you're a woman, there's 5 of y'all can go over there and get this guy off of him. We have to protect each other. You see what I'm saying? That's the one thing I didn't like about the video. They all stopped and looked like, what the hell going on? Instead of just reacting. If I was there, I'm reacting. Hey, man, choking them out. We have to do that. But we have to be in a society where we are protecting our women and kids. I'm telling you, our kids are not being protected. They're being targeted by so many issues that we have. Our women are getting targeted. We have to protect them because if we don't, nobody else will. But it just tells you about our system is that these people are getting arrested over and over and over again, but then nothing happens. They get in jail and they get out. No, you're in there forever. I said I'm a very radical person when it comes to protecting women and kids. I believe you do anything wrong to women and kids, it's night-night. You keep doing it night-night. Because we have to start sending a message to these people as saying, you can't do this to our women. Our women are precious. Our kids are precious. But you can't be walking around NYC with just headphones on and thinking that life is just lifing. Like, that's the one thing I would tell her. It sucks that this happened to her, but like the lady said in the beginning, you got to keep your head on the swivel.
This just shows that you really need to reflect on who you're voting for and supporting right now, because New York needs help and we're just not getting the help we need.
NYU says it's deeply disturbed by this attack that was caught on camera and went viral online. It's offering support to this student. It comes as investigators tell me Rizzo could be linked to other similar attacks just like this in the area. So to be continued. Also, just weeks ago, if you remember this, it's hard to forget these New York Post front pages, Dana. It says Washington Square Park. It was after a huge bust by the DEA there. The New York Post calling the once clean park Washington Square Park instead of Washington Square Park because of that DEA bust. Back out here live, we can tell you that was just one of the issues that happens in this area. It's a nice area, Greenwich Village, right near the NYU campus, but they've got the drug problem, they've got the homeless problem. So students say, give us more security. We pay a lot to go here. Dana.
You certainly
That
do.
makes sense.
Thank you, Alexis.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And what we have to understand is when we are in these places, just because you in a nice neighborhood don't mean ain't no crazy people. Just because you pay a lot of money for school don't mean ain't no idiots around there that's willing to do stupid shit. Always keep your head in the swivel. I'll go to New York. My wife's from New York. We go to New York. I'm a big guy. Ain't nobody gonna mess with me, but still, keep your head on the swivel. Teach your kids. Walk around. Don't be in your phone. Keep your head on the swivel, because you just never know. People are just idiots, man. So like I said, just because you're in a good neighborhood, just because you go to a great school, that don't mean nothing. There's idiots everywhere. There's always somebody willing to do something stupid in the good neighborhoods. You know, and this is the one thing we link it to the left, homelessness. They spend so much money on homelessness, but we still have these problems. We still have drug busts that happened in Washington. They call it Washington Square Park, but Washington Square Park had a big DEA bust. But it's just that, you know, we got to continue to protect our women. We got to continue to understand that we are voting people in that are not doing anything to solve these problems. You're voting people in to be your mayor that's not trying to add more police. They're trying to take away police. You're voting people in office that's not really understanding that we need the police. You see what I'm saying? Like, we need the police. The police aren't the enemy, but you need them to keep people safe. That's what the police is for. That's what the tax dollars are going to. But you have somebody coming in that's trying to decrease the police to just have total chaos. So how does that make the women and kids feel when we're going to have less police officers on the street? We have to wake up and stop falling for the phony and stop falling for the show when we vote for people and listen to what they actually saying. Because if I vote for somebody, if I'm looking at a candidate, they tell me we're going to decrease the police, I'm not voting for you. Next. It's pretty common sense, but see, these young voters, you guys get caught up in the hoopla, the music, the coolness. Yeah, man, I'm gonna give you free this and take away the police. Yeah. No police. Wait, what do you mean no police? What I want for this generation coming up is to be more in tune on what you need. You need the police. If you don't have the police, more situations like this will happen. Do you think these situations will happen to men, or they're going to have more to women and kids? Women and kids. Because they are not a threat to these people that act crazy. There's people on these streets that have multiple arrests, multiple things, but they're not doing this to men. They're doing this to women. They're targeting you women. So this is why I always tell women, this is your time to shine, to speak up, because if you don't, you're screwed. But stop falling for the cool candidate, the guy that's going to tell you everything, the sweet talker. It's just like in dating, right? You're not going to believe the sweet talker. You know he run the game on you. Politicians are the same way. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. As always, we're going to keep this thing rocking. Appreciate y'all.